It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by WVU Medicine East, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, Hagerstown Ford, Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Parsons Ford, Panhandle Dumpsters, and Smallwood and Small Insurance. Now let's send it out to the broadcast booth and join our TV10 broadcast team for tonight's coverage.
Ada. Look at me, Ada.
And a very pleasant good evening across the Eastern Panhandle, wherever you may be tuning in. It's the regional championship on this volleyball Sunday in Berkeley County. The Musselman Appleman is the 1 seed, are trying to defend a regional champion against the Hedgesville Eagles. For TV10 Sports, I'm Matt Crawford, joined by Phil McCoy. To my right, John Alderton is our TV10 cameraman. Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio. Well, Phil, so far today, neither one of these teams has lost a set. It's 6 straight sets for Hedgesville. It was a clean sweep of Spring Mills in the sectional round. And then the regional semifinals, a clean sweep of Jefferson. And for Musselman, it was 3 straight sets in the sectional round against Martinsburg, setting up this regional final.
Yep, and this is something we've been waiting on all year long. Fortunate that we get to see it. We didn't think yesterday at this time that we would get to. But these two have battled all season long. They've, I think they split in regular season play, and Musselman got them once on their, I think it was maybe 2-1 in regular season. Musselman got them once in a tournament elsewhere. But just like last year, you never know who's going to win when these two meet.
And this is renewing a rivalry. This is one of the biggest volleyball rivalries in the state. And when you look at just overall rivalries in all of high school sports, this has got to be up there with two teams that are perennial powers year in and year out.
Oh, absolutely. And right now, if you look at the state rankings, you've got 1 and 2. That these two will be going to Charleston next weekend. And you've got number 1 in the state, number 2 in the state. And what we're playing for right now is just for seeding purposes and bragging rights. And don't think for 1 second that they're not going to go at each other. A lot of respect, and a lot of these girls are friends with each other. But when that whistle blows, it's a different story.
We'll take a deeper look at each one of these teams as we're just a few minutes away from the opening serve here at Spring Mills High School. But first, we're going to send it back to the studio, take a 1-minute break, come back and wrap up the pregame show and get ready for the start of this regional final. It's Hedgesville taking on Musselman. We're back in 1 minute.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
When it comes to breast cancer, early detection is the key to saving lives. The first 4 Saturdays in October, WVU Medicine is offering 3D mammogram screening clinics to women 40 and older at our women's imaging centers in Ranson and Spring Mills for just $60. This discounted fee is designed to help patients who haven't met their deductible, whose insurance doesn't include a mammogram with an annual exam, or for those with no insurance. Schedule your 3D mammogram with WVU Medicine today by calling 1-888-802-2734, option 2.
Welcome back into the pregame show. Matt Crawford, Phil McCoy here with you for TV10 Sports, getting ready for the regional final in high school volleyball. It is the Musselman Appleman taking on the Hedgesville Eagles. And Phil, you look at the previous 2 matches for these two, or really the 3, with Hedgesville playing 2 before this, and I think that these 2 were clear favorites, especially for Musselman in their first match earlier today against Martinsburg. But this is going to be a tough one. This is going to have to be an A-game type of performance by both of these teams. They want to get the win, and I think we've seen from both of these teams they're still trying to shake the rust off a little bit. It's been 3 weeks since they've been able to play competitively.
Yeah, and you know, with as we watched them play earlier today, and I think Hedgesville. Now we only got to see Hedgesville one time, and I wouldn't say they looked rusty at all against Jefferson, but boy, when they got Skylar Yates moving and heated up on the back row, front row, they were impossible to stop. Now I think a key for Hedgesville is going to be you got to find somewhere other than Yates to get some points from. And same thing for Musselman. They're going to have to find someone other than Hannah Howard. And they've got plenty of horses, and we talked about that before, where they could just roll them in. They got 6 hitters, and they've got a few on the bench as well. There are no weak spots. There are no bad rotations for either one of these teams. Now, they run 2 different offenses. So, and to see that play out at times when, Musselman runs a 6-2 and Hedgesville runs a 5-1, there's times where Hedgesville only has 2 hitters on the front row. It makes them a little bit more predictable, even though they use Yates on the back row during that time, but it does make them a little bit more predictable.
As both teams go back to their benches, warm-ups are through. You just heard the horn sound. Phil, I want to go to Keys in this one. What does Musselman have to do to take on the regional title?
Well, and I think and the keys are going to sound familiar on both sides, but they're going to have to find offense. They're going to have to spread their offense around. It's almost as if Howard and Yates offset each other, so they absolutely need to get Sadie Wright going. That's when they're humming at their best, is when Sadie Wright's going. They're getting the opposites going with Keely Chrisman and Caroline Shipley and Addison Walker, Sadie Wright up front, as well as on the outside, Hannah Howard, and then Faith Ketterman, who was probably their MVP earlier today. She was on fire earlier today.
For Hedgesville, what do they need to do?
For Hedgesville, of course, you're going to have to feed Yates. You can't have a game plan without Yates, but they need to find someone else. Kobe Bassell can be dangerous up there. We know and we see that, and they've got to pass well. They're going to have to do a lot of digging against Musselman. Musselman's going to swing, so the passing is going to be the key for Hedgesville.
Hedgesville in the blue uniforms, the yellow numbers. Hedgesville across the front in white. If you're looking at the court, they are to your left. Musselman changing uniforms up from earlier in the green earlier, in the white uniforms with the green Musselman across the front if you're looking at the court to the right. Jim filling in a little bit more than what we saw earlier. There is a limit on capacity here, but it seems like we have a pretty good environment. But to me, the one thing I'm thinking about is how packed a stadium or a arena would be, a gym would be, if we weren't in these COVID times right now. This would be an electric atmosphere.
Oh, especially with this matchup right here. And I have a feeling, even though it's not at capacity, it's going to be just as electric. These you got pent-up demand, as Donald Trump would say, with these parents and players, just to see their players play, and these players want to play. They didn't think yesterday they were going to get to, so I'm sure that they're at their height of excitedness right now. Is that a word?
You just made it one. You said it on the air. It became a word.
I said Donald Trump, and then I started saying words like he did. They're bigly excited.
Hedgesville going to start with the serve. It's Paige Richmond going back to the back line. Hannah Howard hit that one. First point goes to the Eagles. They take the 1-0 lead early.
Yep, and that's not the way they want to start off. They'll shake that off quickly. Time to play.
It's again Paige Richmond on to serve. She's serving 1-0 in this regional final set one. This one going back to Hannah Howard again. This time able to crowd a little bit better. Sadie Wright tip at the net. Point Musselman.
Good spot by Sadie, and she sold that well. I thought she was going to take a crank at it, as did Hedgesville.
And we saw her and Yates, respectively, earlier do that in each one of their matches. They look like they're going to go up and have a ferocious swing on the ball, and they do a very good job of controlling that momentum and just getting the tip over the net.
Yeah, and that's key when you're tipping. You've got to sell it. You've got to send them back on their heels before you tip.
Skylar Young sending that one across the court. Is it in? It is. Point Hedgesville. Set from Paige Richmond. Going all the way across the court was Skylar Young. The Eagles take a 2-1 advantage here in set one.
They're getting offense from somewhere else, and it's going to be a key for both teams to get offense from somewhere else other than their stars and their outsides.
Sabora now serving for the Eagles. Back to that back line. Right there is Ava Dunnigan. Here's a set up to Hannah Howard on that left side across court, but Hedgesville right there. Paige Richmond the set again. That's Skylar Yates. Blocked at the net. Sadie right there along with Caroline Shipley with the block on that front line. Point Musselman.
Now, something we saw with Jefferson and Hedgesville last match was they didn't put a body in front of Yates often. She's not going to get that opportunity against Musselman. Serve
to Sadie Wright going to the back line. Good dig on that far side by Sabora. Free ball over from Paige Richmond. Here's a set here. Hannah Howard come in and make that a set for Caroline Shipley. Deflected out of bounds. Point Musselman.
Yeah, I'm spreading it out early on. We've seen a kill by Caroline, one by Sadie. So 2 of their 3 points coming from somewhere other than outside.
Sadie Wright serving 3-2. And here is that serve. Skimming the net, does not get over. Serving air. Saw a bunch of those earlier. Point Hedgesville. We're tied at 3.
Yeah, and they're hoping that they've shaken that out, gotten that out of their system. But early on, we've seen one already.
Going back to serve, Kelsey Van Dyne for the Eagles, the libero in the white jersey to that back line. Here's the bump set here. Hannah Howard just going to have to send it over. Doesn't get enough juice on it. Point Hedgesville.
Yeah, that wasn't the set, and that wasn't the swing that they wanted.
Sean March not happy at the moment. What he's seeing from his Lady Appleman. Van Dyne again on the serve low. Line drives her over to Hannah Howard. Here's the set to Caroline Shipley. That goes over. Good dig on the back line by Van Dyne. Now a strong swing for Skylar Yates. That one deflected out, and that's a point Hedgesville, 5-3.
Touched at the net. Now, we had just said a moment ago that they were going to put a body in front of her. She just went over top of it, went on top of their hands. Sailed out of bounds.
Here comes that serve from Van Dyne. This one going to the back corner. You hear him call out. Did Hannah Howard. Right on target there, point Musselman.
That was a good eye. We talked a lot with Kiara Anderson earlier, where volleyball awareness, where she was on the court. We just saw the same thing with the back row, Faircloth, Dunnigan, and Hannah Howard.
Serve for Caroline Shipley, 4 serving 5. Musselman with it. Little tip at the net. Good diving play by Ava Dunnigan to send it over. Now here's Paige Richmond. And a vicious spike at the net for Skylar Yates. Point Hedgesville.
That's a good job by Hedgesville. They're getting the ball to Yates at different places on the court. Now she's hitting outside right now. They hit what Musselman would call that's a fire, I do believe. And but getting her the ball at different places to shake it up a little bit.
Back to serve now. Danica Probst for the Eagles. That one goes back, and Dunnigan going to start the return. There's a set there to Hannah Howard. That one deflected at the net. Point Musselman.
Yep, Hannah's going to say, hey, I got to swing too, and here comes Ketterman. They definitely don't lose anything when Ketterman comes up front, and that's something that Musselman has been strong on over the years, is when one rolls to the back, they got someone coming in right behind them that can do the same thing.
Sophomore Hannah Howard, otherwise known as Hammer Howard. On to serve for the Appleman. There's that serve barely getting over the net, and a tough one for that back row to handle. An ace for Hannah Howard. Point Musselman. They're tied up at 6.
That was a really good serve. It float low, had some power behind it. Good serve.
Howard again on that serve. Again, low line drive again. Tough to handle. Richmond coming in just to save it. Now a free ball over. Howard may have been able to let that one go. Decided to play it. Going over, that's Ketterman sending it back to the back line. Bit of an overpass and a tip. Easy one at the net for number 2, Faith Ketterman. Point Musselman.
Great job by Ketterman getting up and playing that overpass that way. It's a really good job. She left him with no chance.
Musselman with the advantage, 7 serving 6. Here's that serve from Hannah Howard. Back to Van Dyne in the back corner. Can't handle it. Point Musselman. Another ace on the serve from Hannah Howard.
Aggressive serving, and we saw it it bit Musselman a little bit against Martinsburg, but now you see the benefits of it.
Two-point advantage on the serve, and another ace for Hannah Howard. That one getting away from Skylar Yates. Right now, Hedgesville just having an issue trying to set up a return.
Yeah, and notice that she's moving that around a little bit. She's not just going for the same person. Those are targeted serves. Catching them off guard or whatever it may be, but she's serving the seam. She's making them move.
Now they're serving a serving error, trying to go with a line drive serve yet again. Didn't get over the net. Serving error. Point Hedgesville. We'll see if they can capitalize on that serving error.
You'll take that serve rotation, though. You know, she had 2 or 3 aces inside of there. She caused some really bad passes along the way, but you'll take that.
Serve for Skylar Yates going to that back line. Over to Hannah Howard. Pass up. That's Ketterman sending it to that back corner, but Skylar Yates right there. Set for Paige Richmond. Strong swing to the back. Great diving effort by Madigan Faircloth and a strong swing. That was going to go back across the net. Ketterman, but again, good front line play by Richmond, but can't keep it inbounds. Point Musselman.
Ketterman is on fire. That's the second time that she had caused an overpass by her aggressive swings and then made them pay for the overpass, all in the same rally.
Madigan Faircloth on to serve. 10 serving, 7. Musselman is up. Good serve, that one. Losing momentum just at the right time. Yates sending it over, and Hannah Howard able to run it down. Now Caroline Shipley saving from going out of bounds.
Nice
sending
spot.
it over was Chrisman in a beautiful spot, and point Musselman.
Yeah, that was a great spot. And it was an out-of-system volleyball at its best where she still strategically put it somewhere. She couldn't get the swing on it that she would like, but absent a swing, find a hole and get to it.
Serve one to the back line. Is it in? It's not. Point Hedgesville. Rotational send back.
Bassell.
Yep, Colby Bassell. She serves 8-11. Hannah Howard going to start that return. Shipley with the set. Sadie right there. That one blocked at the line, but Ketterman right there. Madigan Faircloth going to set it back to Ketterman. And a good volley going so far. Free ball over, see if Musselman can take advantage. Set by Caroline Shipley. Back over. That's Chrisman who sends it over. Great defense by the Eagles. Set to Sadie right. A free one over. A little bit of an overpass. Richmond with the set and a strong swing. Is it in? It's not. Out of bounds. Point Musselman. That was a fantastic volley. Out of situation volleyball right there, but Musselman able to get the point.
Yeah, and they got away with one there. It was just timing was off a little bit. I wouldn't say it was a bad set, but the timing was off with Sadie, so she had to dump a little free ball over. So they got away with one there.
Bella Hutzler on to serve 12, serving 8.
Nice serve.
To that back line. Now Richmond going to have to come back. Yates going to come up. See that ferocious spike, but is it in? It is.
Yep,
point Hedgesville.
Yeah, and again, they're finding Yates on the back row, and you just see the lead. Notice as the lead started to widen where they start to go. Hedgesville starts to go. They'll find Yates.
Paige Richmond back to serve for Hedgesville. Low line drive. Hannah Howard overpass back over the net. This is a good opportunity for the Eagles. There's that set, but a bad pass behind Grace Gum. Paige Richmond just not on the same page there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a bad set or Grace didn't transition all the way outside, so she seemed to be a little bit early. It was behind the ball or underneath of the ball too much. Not behind the ball, but underneath of the ball.
Freshman Ava Dunnigan, 13 serving 9, and a great dig in that back corner. That was Gum. Back over to Faircloth. Now a set here up front. That's Bella Hutzler, and a kill for Sadie Wright.
Yeah, that was one of those keys we had talked about to get others involved, and Sadie's definitely been involved so far this set.
Musselman's advantage is 14-9 over Hedgesville. Musselman the 1 seed. Dunnigan again on the serve. This one going to the back left corner. Gum is right there to start. Now a free ball over. Out to the front. That's Hutzler over to Hannah Howard. Hammer Howard sends it back with Skylar Yates right there. Now Yates going to try her hand at it, and that's a kill.
Yeah, and again, the lead started to widen, and you see where they start to go. Even if she's on the back row, typically with an average player, that's not the most successful play. But with Skylar Yates, it works.
Emma Sabora back to serve for Hedgesville. Back to the back row right there is Dunnigan to start the return. Set here by Hutzler over to Caroline Shipley. That one blocked right at the net. Looked like Paisley Miller.
Skylar Yates, Paisley Miller, and Skylar was head and shoulders above the net waiting for that.
.11 serving 14. Here comes that serve from Sabora. Faircloth going to start the return. Here's the set to Hannah Howard. A good swing. The crowd in on that back line. Now Yates going to try her hand at it. Blocked at the net by Caroline Shipley. And it hits the deck. Point Hedgesville.
Trying to get a back row attack call. I couldn't see it from back here, but trying to get a back row attack call.
Coach March.
Actually, I think, he was he thought Yates was playing on the back row. She actually wasn't. She's a front row player right now.
Overpass by Howard. That leads to a free ball over for Hedgesville. Richmond here with the set. Yates right there. Kills Skylar Yates. And Hedgesville back within one, 14-13.
She got on that ball quick. She wasn't able to get a defender in front of her because of how quick this set and the pass was. Good job, Hedgesville. Climb right back into it.
Sabora trying to tie this one up on this serve, going out of bounds. Serving Aaron Musselman regains a 2-point advantage here in set 1, 15-13.
Those plays go unnoticed, but Faircloth is such a good libero, and knowing where she is on the court, knowing where that ball is in relationship to her body, she knew that ball would be out.
Serve for Sadie Wright hits the net. Now it'll be Van Dyne serving for the Eagles. Ready with that serve, hitting the net on the way over, but does get over playable for the Appleman. And That's a kill on that far side. That's number 5. That's Addie Walker.
Yep, Addison Walker getting someone else involved. Like we said before, you know, there's no lack of hitters on this team.
Keely Chrisman making her way back into the rotation. Caroline Shipley on the serve. Skylar Yates right there to start the return. Set here back to Yates and went to tip it at the net and didn't put enough on it. Never made its way over. Point Musselman.
Yeah, she saw a spot. She was trying to get it over top of the blockers. Just didn't clear the net.
Here comes the serve from the junior Caroline Shipley.
Good serve.
Back over to Sabora, who's going to start that return. Now Yates going back, corner that one, out of bounds, Point Musselman. Back out to a 4-point advantage, 18-14 in set 1.
Another heads-up play and knowing where you're at on the floor with Faircloth and Dunnigan over there. Good communication as well.
There's a serve for Shipley. Gets back to that back row, and that one just fooled Emma Sabora, and she immediately said, "That's my fault, guys. Just didn't read that one well out of the hand."
Yeah, and it's that float. You know, we talked a lot earlier about that float, and that's exactly what that is.
19 serving, 14 serve from
There's another
Shipley again to the back row. This one able to be corralled. Here's a set here to Yates going for the tip. A diving Hannah Howard is able to keep it in the air, but not long enough for anybody to go and corral it in. The closest was Dunnigan. Point Hedgesville.
It was a nice spot. We saw her do that a lot against Jefferson. She got the elbow back. She sold it. Back row starts to back up, leaves a gaping hole in the middle of the floor, and she found it.
Danica Probst. Server now for Hedgesville. Low line drive to the back. That's Dunnigan. Going to start the return. Shipley sends over to Walker. Now it's a set to Yates and just tipped over the net once again. Great location. Caroline Shipley coming diving in but couldn't get to it. Point Hedgesville, 19-16.
Yeah, just a bit slow on the read there. That was clear that was going to have to be a push or a tip, and just didn't read it quite quick enough.
Set from Shipley over to Howard. Howard just going to tip it over at the net. Now it's a set here, and Yates to the back line. That's in. A kill for Skylar Yates, Point Hedgesville.
Yeah, on quite the little run here.
And this is what you expect from these two teams in a regional final.
All 5 sets.
Is that your prediction right there, all 5 sets? Madigan Faircloth, that pass up to Shipley. Shipley going to push it over. Not sure if that was a pass or trying to push it over at the net.
No,
Addie Walker came up to make the play, but was in the net, and a timeout called. We'll take the 30-second break as well, back with more from set 1. Right now a 1-point match, or a 1-point set. 19-18, Musselman in front. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School. A good one in set 1. 19-18, Musselman up by 1 out of the timeout. Hedgesville with the serve. It'll be Danica Probst trying to tie this one up.
Nothing major coming out of a timeout for Musselman. They don't get too excited, and neither does Hedgesville. They know they need to settle down and get a good pass here.
Hannah Howard going to start the pass up to Shipley. Now back over to Howard. The kill for Hannah Howard. Point Musselman.
Yeah, and much like what you see with Hedgesville, when things are going poorly, they start to go to their horses, and Musselman's got 6 of them, but those outsides are where they like to go. And they miss nothing when Ketterman rolls in. Trust me on that one.
Here comes the serve from the sophomore, Hannah Howard. Goes to the back line. Now starting the return, Emma Sabora. Over to this near side where Yates sends it across the court. It's in. A kill for Skylar Yates, and that's been her bread and butter today, going all the way back across the court, getting a Musselman or Jefferson or pick your poison sleeping, coming to this near side.
Yeah, and that was just a little miscommunication there. Ketterman was in the act of transitioning out. Would have expected Libero to play it. Libero thought she was going to play it because of where she was at. So
set for Shipley. That one over to Ketterman. Played well. Now free ball over. Yates sends it back to Howard. Howard going to start the return. Set by Shipley. A spike for Walker. That one is playable for Hedgesville. A diving attempt made by Walker. Now they just got to get it over. It's a good opportunity for Hedgesville. A set here to tip over to that back line. McKetterman right there. Point, Musselman under the net. (21-19) Musselman in set one.
It's a good rally, good out-of-system volleyball just to keep that thing alive. Hate to see a rally end with that type of call, but good effort on both sides.
Madigan Faircloth on the serve going to the back line. Van Dyne going to start that return. Hits it up. Yates going back to Hannah Howard. Set from Shipley over to Ketterman. That one tipped on its way over. Playable. As here's a set here from Richmond. That one too much air underneath of it off the hand of Grace Gum. Point Musselman.
Yeah, and they're going to need Gum to get hot, whoever's at outside. They're going to replace it right now with Paige Elliott, see if they can get some fire from her. But they need another body on that outside to make up for Yates when she's in the back row.
Serve from Madigan Faircloth. That one doesn't have the steam to get over. Point Hedgesville.
Well, serve it. While it wasn't as bad as it was against Martinsburg, the serve errors are still that's what's left Hedgesville in this match so far.
And Howard comes up with the dig. Pass up to Shipley now. Just getting it over is
nice
Richmond.
Spot.
And that one a perfect spot, just landing inbounds. Point Musselman. They're 2 away from taking set one.
Yeah, shouldn't have the greatest opportunity really to get a good swing on that. Whether it was the set or just the timing, I'm not quite sure. But she knew where the spot was and went directly to it. Good job on the freshman's part.
Serve for Bella Hutzler. Set here by Richmond. Coming up, a strong left-handed swing, gets to the back line of Hannah Howard. Passes up to Hutzler. Now a punch over for Faith Ketterman. Tip at the net. Madigan Faircloth right there. Here's a set from Hutzler. Bat set to Caroline Shipley, and a kill for Shipley. Point Musselman.
Yeah, just one more to go, and that's just another example of how Musselman can spread that ball out. You have no idea where they're going with the ball. And you have to account for all 3 of their front row hitters.
New ball coming in from the sideline. Set point here. Serve coming from Bella Hutzler. Gets to the back corner. Skylar Yates gets that feed from Richmond. But Hannah Howard right there. Set up to Faith Ketterman. Strong swing. That one hitting up into the rafters. Tough one for Richmond to play as she sends it over on the free ball. Good opportunity here. Set by Hustler. Sadie right there. It's tipped at the net. That by Miller. Now an opportunity here at the net. Shipley was in the net. You see the net shaking just a bit, and Coach Martz doesn't like that call one bit.
No, he doesn't. And it looked to me like she pushed the ball kind of into, I don't know, but nonetheless, you got to move on. She called net. You got a 3-point lead. Don't let it avalanche on you.
Serve here for Paige Richmond. Hannah Howard passes up. Hutzler having to run that one down. Now a free ball over sent by Shipley. Set here to this near side left-handed swing, and that one's not going to get back over. Paige Elliott getting the kill there.
Yeah, immediate dividends. Paige just came into the game just a few minutes ago, and she's already got a kill, so that's something that they're going to need.
22 serving 24. Paige Richmond trying to keep Hedgesville in this one. Good dig by Hannah Howard. Now a set here to Ketterman. That one blocked at the net point. Hedgesville, they're back within one. 24-23. Timeout taken by Sean Martz. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back for the remainder of set one. It's Musselman 24, Hedgesville 23. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
It's going to flip. We'll stay in the same positions in Charleston.
23 serving 24 in the regional final. Set one, Paige Richmond. Set to serve for Hedgesville. There's that serve. Doesn't get over out of the timeout. Serving Aaron Musselman takes set one, 25-23. Let's take a 2-minute break. back at the studio. We'll recap set 1 to get you ready for set 2 on the flip side. We're back in 2 minutes. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
This is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I want to thank you for your continued support of helping Hagerstown Ford's efforts to be #1 in the region. As we get closer to this extremely aggressive goal, I want to recap why Hagerstown Ford should be your only consideration when buying your next vehicle. Number 1, we have the best prices from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C., from Hershey, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland. I assure you, price will not be the reason you don't buy from Hagerstown Ford. Number 2, we have a real return policy that's better than Walmart. Seriously, if you don't like it, return it. We'll give you 3 days to make sure you love your new ride. And finally, we'll bring your new car, truck, or SUV to you, just like Amazon does. Never step foot in a dealership again. Stop the silly back and forth negotiations that make everyone crazy. It's dumb, and it's a total waste of time. Besides, we hate it worse than you do. Simply log on to HagerstownFord.com and let us make your next buying process fun, easy, and risk-free. What do you got to lose? Visit HagerstownFord.com and let us cater to you. See dealer for details.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School. Musselman taking set 1 in this regional final over Hedgesville, 25-23. Matt Crawford, Phil McCoy here with you. John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman, Colin McLaughlin, is back at the studio. Our entire day has been, and thanks to the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial, John Everson, and the guy to my right, Phil McCoy. Give them a call to set up an appointment at 304-263-4343. Their location is 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Is it weird hearing somebody else say that?
It is. Yeah,
You're the one giving that tagline.
I know. I say it a lot. But we put this together late last after I went to sleep. We put this together late last night.
I think it was the wee hours in the morning, not even late last night.
Yeah, it was. It was the next day. So we put it together this morning, I should say. But so thankful that we could. And also a shout-out to ModaLookbook.com.
Yep.
They came in at the last minute to help sponsor this.
Get 10% off your first online order by using the promo code WELCOME10.
Moda, M-O-D-A, lookbook.com.
Musselman will start with the serve. Ava Dunnigan going to be the first to do so for the Lady Applemen. Ready here in set 2. There is the serve from Dunnigan to that back line. And just able to get a hand on it on that back line. Now Yates going to send it over to Hannah Howard. A set here for Hutzler. Back to Sadie Wright. Yates an overpass back over. Good opportunity here for the Applemen. Hutzler over to Howard. And Howard a ferocious hit over and point Musselman.
Just another example how Musselman, and they focus on this spreading the ball out. They kind of had Hedgesville on their heels, and they went with a middle set and an outside. And if you count them, they spread them out as well as anyone else in the state.
Here's a set here from Richmond. Coming over and a tip at the net. Beautifully done by Skylar Young. Point Hedgesville.
Nice spot.
Coming in to serve now, Emma Sabora.
She's one of those players that does it all. It may not fill up the stat sheet, but.
Back pass from Hutzler over.
We just said
to Caroline Shipley. Point Musselman.
So their last 3, one to the middle, one outside, one opposite. And that's all allowed to them by passing. So, when you see a good, we'll say, oh, good set, good swing. That all starts with passing. That's with Faircloth and Dunnigan and Howard, who are their main passers.
Now to serve Abigail McCoy. McCoy, one of the 3 seniors on this team. Here's a set. Now Hannah Howard going to start that return. Set here by Hutzler. Over to Howard on the left side, and a kill for Hannah Howard, ricocheting off of Paige Richmond. Point Musselman.
They're clicking early. It's just 3-1. Hedgesville's not going to go anywhere, so they got to stay focused.
McCoy again on the serve for the Appleman. Again going to that back
Good
line.
serve.
Over pass. Richmond having to run it down. Sends it up into the rafters. Is it going to go over? It's not. Point Musselman. Wasn't sure which side of the net that ball was going to fall on when it came down.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure either, because if it touches the ceiling, that's okay, as long as it doesn't travel over to the opponent's side.
McCoy serving
Nice
4-1 low. Line drive serve. That one, an overpass hitting the tower. Point Musselman.
That's a good serving there. You kind of see the float on that ball.
Coach Van Dyne wants a timeout. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back with more from set 2. It is Musselman early, 5-1 after they took set 1, 25-23. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back in. We're in set 2. 5-1 is the Musselman advantage. They took set 1, 25-23, and Hedgesville using just about every second of this timeout.
Yeah, and we said earlier, Musselman's not going to get flustered. They're not going to get out of their game. They're too experienced. That's the same thing with Hedgesville. These girls have been around. They know how to play the game. They're not going to panic.
Serve here for McCoy, 5 serving 1. Richmond with this set over to Yates. That deflected on its way over by the front line of Musselman. Ricochets out of bounds. Point Hedgesville.
I think they'll take that rotation. It was a good swing by Yates.
Sadie Wright coming back in.
McCoy, another one of those seniors, along with Coach Martz and Lexi Fritz, that went down to Charleston this week.
Hutzler with the set over to Hannah Howard. A strong swing, but Richmond able to keep it airborne. Pass over to Yates here. She'll take a strong swing from the back line. Now another set from Hutzler. Back one. That's a kill after the pass to Caroline Shipley. We'll get credit for that one. Point Musselman.
Good spot. Just another example. Musselman spreading the ball out. You don't know where they're going, and it's difficult to defend that if you just can't go sit on it. Good job. Good job by the setters.
Shipley to serve it away for Musselman. That one, a good serve, just skimming over the net. Now Yates going up with a strong hand, but not strong enough.
Yeah, just the block just didn't get over. It was a good block. They were there. It was timed well. When you go up, you also have to get over to prevent that from just rolling down your body.
Point Hedgesville, 6-3 is the Musselman advantage. It's 3 serving 6. Faircloth, good job
Nice
taking that one
set.
out. A good set over to Hannah Howard. Did it stay in? Nope.
Whoa.
Point Hedgesville.
Whoa, crowd doesn't like that one.
Neither did Hannah Howard. Back to serve now for Hedgesville is Probst. Faircloth passes up to Shipley. Now Hannah Howard going towards the net, just trying to tip it over and can't get it. Not enough on it, hitting the net. Point Hedgesville, they're back within 1.
A couple errors have let them back in.
Probst again on the serve.
Nice pass.
Ava Dunnigan. Here's a set here to Hannah Howard. That one deflected, going out of bounds. Point Musselman.
That's all set up by the pass. And we don't talk about those passers back there. That's a job that most people, they're almost like the offensive linemen of the volleyball team. They rarely get credit. And that was an incredible 3 pass is what we would call that. And it's a 3 pass because the setter has the ability to set all 3 front row positions.
Here comes a serve from Hannah Howard. Van Dyne with the pass up to Richmond. Richmond over to Skylar Yates, who just sends it over. A diving attempt by Madigan Faircloth, and she gets there. Now Faith Ketterman on one that was behind her, just trying to send a free ball over. Couldn't get there, couldn't get over the net. Point, Hedgesville.
And they wasted a terrific effort by Faircloth there, because we just talked about Dunnigan. Faircloth just gave them the same opportunity. You can hear Coach March yelling at Shipley, say, hey, use your hands. She's got good hands, use them.
Serve here for Skylar Yates, and an overpass by Hannah Howard. Point, Hedgesville, and we're tied at 7 here in set 2.
No surprise, they're not going away.
Serve here for Yates.
Nice
that
serve.
One just over the net. A diving Hannah Howard tried to send it back over, hit the top of the net. Looked like even to the right of the antenna, wouldn't have mattered anyway. Point, Hedgesville, they regain the lead, 8-7.
That was such a good serve.
See if Yates has another one in her back pocket. Here comes that serve from Yates. Back to Hannah Howard. Pass up. Shipley with the set. Walker at the net. Tipped over.
Called a double.
Point, Hedgesville.
Double on the setter there. Things not going well for Musselman.
Nine serving, 7. Skylar Yates still back serving for the Eagles. This one going to the back line. Hannah Howard, that pass up to Caroline Shipley. Shipley
nice
over to Ketterman. That's a strong swing, deflected and staying airborne. It's going to be a
Good
battle
job.
that front line, and Walker wins that one. Addison Walker wins the battle. Point, Musselman. They're back within 1, 9-8.
Great job by Walker making them pay for the overpass. That was all started with Ketterman. She's one of those stalwarts. Was, hey, if we're bleeding a little bit, you can count on Faith Ketterman to get things going in the right direction.
The volleyball comes into Madigan Faircloth. The junior ready and sends it across. Starting that return is Bissell. Now Skylar Yates with that strong swing, but a good dig by Caroline Shipley. Now Hannah Howard going to try her luck, and look at that. Should have maybe been a double hit there, Phil.
No, sir. She could do that on a block.
Okay. Set here from Shipley over to Sadie Wright. A strong swing, ricochets out of bounds. Point, Musselman. We're tied at 9.
And I'm going to go back to this now. Caroline Shipley right now, she is an opposite and a setter, so she doesn't come off the floor much. But where she made an impact right there was she dug that incredible kill by Skylar Yates and kept that play alive. It's a well-rounded volleyball player you see there. Nice serve.
Skylar Yates with the dig to keep that serve off the ground. Now left-handed swing, sends it back over to Hannah Howard. Good pass up Shipley. Now sends it back to Crispin. That one too strong out of bounds. Point, Hedgesville.
Bissell back to serve. She's a consistent server. She's a consistent player.
10 serving, 9. There's that serve from Bissell. Hannah Howard, pass up to Shipley. Here's a set here to Sadie Wright. Didn't get all of that one, but able to get over the net. It's going to be a point anyway.
Yeah, she didn't get it all, so it came off her hand kind of awkwardly, and you'll score a lot on those. But it came off her hand a little awkward, which was confusing to Hedgesville because it didn't go where it was supposed to go. So sometimes your errors can help you.
Serve from Bella Hutzler.
Nice
that one hitting
serve.
the net on the way over. Paige Richmond able to corral it. Now a good dig by Hutzler. Ketterman sends it back. Skylar Yates going to start the return. Here's the tip. That one too strong. Out of bounds off the hand of Paisley Miller. Point, Musselman.
Hey, we just talked about Caroline Shipley showing how deep her game can be with the pass. Did you see the hands on Faircloth right there, reaching up over that? Those are setter hands on a libero.
Serve here for Hutzler. Back to Skylar Yates. Pass up to Richmond, and now Yates going to tip it over the net again. But Hutzler right there. Now back line swing from Hannah Howard. That one close to the net on the return. Richmond can't do anything with it. Point, Musselman. Two-point advantage, 12-10.
You see the benefit of running a 6-2 offense right there. That was perfect where they had hit the ball at the setter to take her out of play. But Caroline Shipley, who sets from the back row, is right there to set that ball. So they didn't miss a beat.
Set here back to Yates from Richmond to that back line.
Wow.
Madigan Faircloth right there. Good opportunity. Set to Ketterman. Too strong out of bounds. Point, Hedgesville.
That was a nice up by All-State player Madigan Faircloth. Don't talk about those passers enough from Musselman. Or Hedgesville for that matter, with Van Dyne and what Yates is able to do back there.
Serve from Paige Richmond. Back to the libero, Faircloth. Set here from Hutzler over to Faith Ketterman. Had a good swing, tipped up, and now played back to Hannah Howard. Set again here, back to Caroline Shipley. That a strong swing. Inbounds, point, Musselman.
Just keep swinging. Spreading it out. You can trust a few things with Musselman. Anytime you watch them, regardless of how things are going, they're not going to get shy. They're going to continue to swing.
Ava Dunnigan back to serve. Dunnigan, one of the 2 freshmen on this team. And that one sent over, free ball over Faircloth. Pass up to Hutzler. The set to Sadie Wright. Strong swing again. Didn't get all of her hand on that one. Now ball over. Dunnigan right there. Here's the set here from Hutzler to Hannah Howard. She got all that one, but did it stay in? It did not. Point. Hedgesville.
Now, she had hit one out earlier, I think, trying to hit that line. She's just going a little bit too far. It's actually a difficult shot to get, and but she's hit it out twice. She won't stop.
Emma Sabora back to serve. 12 serving 13 here in set 2. Good dig by Faircloth, set by Hutzler now. Caroline Shipley has that one deflected out of bounds after she sends it over. Point Musselman.
That was a good job of making something out of nothing.
McCoy going to come back in to serve. McCoy, one of the 3 seniors, Faith Ketterman, Mary Catherine Morris, and Abigail McCoy. There's that serve from McCoy to the back line. Set here for Richmond. Coming over is Yates. That back line, great diving attempt by Dunnigan to keep it alive. Now up to Hannah Howard, who sends it across that back line. And Moore's going to start to return. Here's that set over, free ball over opportunity now. Walker going to start. Here's the set here from Bella Hutzler, and does that get over? It does, off of the hand of Caroline Shipley. And Howard the pass now to Hutzler.
Nice set.
Back to Hannah Howard. Point Musselman.
Called out the nice set there, but I'm going to give him credit for that pass again. That was a pass by Eva Dunnigan. Put that exactly where it was supposed to be.
Big pass guy over here.
Yes, I am. We're going to give those guys enough attention.
Timeout taken by Hedgesville. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back with more from set 2 right now. Musselman leads Hedgesville 15-12. We're back in 30 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Back out of the timeout. Coach Sean Martz having some fun with one of our referees in front of us. Everybody knows Mo.
Everybody knows Mo.
McCoy on for the serve for the Applemen. They lead 15-12 here in set 2. And serve back to the back line, set here from Richmond. Skylar Yates sends it over, but a good job by Hutzler. Now a tip over at the net by Walker. And playable again for Yates. That a strong swing and a good pancake for Hannah Howard, but they're going to say it hit the hardwood. Point, Hedgesville.
Yeah, they don't like the call. I couldn't tell if they got it under it or not. Now, in all fairness, any coach would teach your players on those pancakes where it's difficult to tell you got to sell it. So they're still trying to sell it.
13 serving 15. Van Dyne back to serve. Set here for Hutzler. Up to Walker. Strong swing. That one hitting the net and a couple of fingers on the way over. Now a set here. A strong
nice
right-handed swing by Skylar Young. Here's a set to Hannah Howard. Tip over the net. Beautifully located. Great spot. Hannah Howard with the kill. Point Musselman.
It was a good spot. Here comes another one of the true freshmen. The true freshman, like we're in college, we're freshmen.
I was going to say, are we in college?
I never left.
So going to the back line.
Good
That's an ace
serve
on the back line. Point Musselman.
Really good serve.
Caroline Shipley. On the serve for Musselman. They lead 17-13. Van Dyne. Pass up to Richmond. Richmond sets it for Skylar Yates and somehow Dunnigan able to get a hand on it now. Hannah Howard has it blocked as she tries for the hard swing, and it gets sent right back. Point, Hedgesville.
That's okay. That's going to end up on a highlight video somewhere for Ava Dunnigan. That was a really, really good dig. Really good dig. We'll repeat. She's in 9th grade.
Should be fun to watch the next 3 years.
Yes, she will.
A couple of fun ones to watch the next 3 years. And a relatively young team overall. Again, just 3 seniors. Set here to Hannah Howard. That one deflected out of bounds. Point, Musselman.
Musselman's in their groove right now. They're doing exactly what they want to do. They spread the ball out. They're getting really good passing. Clean volleyball they're playing right now.
18 serving 14. Serve from Hannah Howard. Richmond with the set. Up comes Skylar Yates, and ferocious swing for Skylar Yates with the kill. Point, Hedgesville.
Thank you, sir. Would you like it? I would like another.
Substitution for Hedgesville. Looks like Yates back to serve, and it is. A number 3 in blue. There's that serve, an overpass here, and nobody home up front. An ace for Hedgesville. Point, Eagles.
Yeah, and in this offense where they're at, with the way they line up and serve receive that, it wasn't necessarily a bad pass, but if you look at where your setter's coming from, see, you just get a little bit of an angle on that. She's got to come a long way to get that ball. There you go.
Off pass up to Caroline Shipley. Now a set for Faith Ketterman, and she gets the kill as it rolls out of bounds off of Paige Richmond. Point, Musselman, 19-16.
Ketterman has played really, really well today, and she's made a lot of out-of-system volleyball plays and finishing off some overpasses as well.
So from Madigan Faircloth. Here's a set from Richmond. Going over the left hand of Paige Elliott. Now set to Faith Ketterman to the back line. Skylar Yates right there to keep it airborne. Here's a pass up to Yates. She'll send it over to the back line where Hannah Howard will start the rebuttal. Sending it back over to Hedgesville was Chrisman. Now Yates doesn't get a whole lot on it.
Back row attack is what the call was there.
Point, Musselman.
Essentially what they're saying is that we talked about that earlier. If they're, and that's something you look for with Wallen because she hits so often from the back row, but if they contact the ball above the tape, if they're in front of that attack line, it is a back row attack.
This looks like it's going to be an ace unless somebody can run it down. They won't. It's an ace off of the serve of Madigan Faircloth. Point, Musselman, 21-16, and they're 4 away from taking a commanding 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and again, don't expect Hedgesville to go anywhere. I think earlier this year, while just a spectator, I'd seen them come back from 2-0. So
Van Dyne couldn't handle the serve. Another ace, Madigan Faircloth, 22-16, Musselman.
And Hedgesville's out of timeout, so they're just going to have to work through it.
That one, not ideal serve from Faircloth, hit about halfway up the net, serving air for her. Point, Hedgesville.
And they make some hay right here.
Back to serve is Purcell.
Good serve.
Good serve, good dive by Hannah Howard. Now tip at the net by Sadie Wright, but Richmond is right there. Purcell pass up and now free ball over. Hannah Howard comes up to start it. Caroline Shipley with the set. Send over for Chrisman. And now we've got a good volley going here. Pass from Hannah Howard up to Shipley. There's that set. There's Faith Ketterman sending it across the court. Right there is Purcell. Now setting a tip. Good dig, good diving effort by Madigan Faircloth, and this volley continues until now. Skylar Yates looking to send it over. Missed that one short. Point, Musselman.
We've been talking a lot about the depth of some of Musselman's players, and they'll do the same thing, even though it was in a losing effort with Bissell over there. She had 2 really good digs. That's a middle, digging the ball like that. That's not something you see a lot. So kudos to her.
Bella Hutzler on the serve. This one's going to be tough, and a free ball likely coming over, but doesn't get there. Off the hand of Skylar Yates, and Musselman a point away from taking the first 2 sets. Set point here on the serve for Bella Hutzler. 24 serving 17. There is that serve. Good pass up to Richmond. Set over. Playable for Bella Hutzler. She comes in. There's a set to Faith Ketterman, and the kill for Faith Ketterman. And Musselman takes set 2, 25-17. A 2-minute break back at the studio. Then we're back for what could be the final set in this one. It is a Musselman 2-0 lead. We're back in 2 minutes for more of the regional final between Musselman and Hedgesville.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
This is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I want to thank you for your continued support of helping Hagerstown Ford's efforts to be #1 in the region. As we get closer to this extremely aggressive goal, I want to recap why Hagerstown Ford should be your only consideration when buying your next vehicle. Number 1, we have the best prices from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C., from Hershey, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland. I assure you, price will not be the reason you don't buy from Hagerstown Ford. Number 2, we have a real return policy that's better than Walmart. Seriously, if you don't like it, return it. We'll give you 3 days to make sure you love your new ride. And finally, we'll bring your new car, truck, or SUV to you, just like Amazon does. Never step foot in a dealership again. Stop the silly back-and-forth negotiations that make everyone crazy. It's dumb, and it's a total waste of time. Besides, we hate it worse than you do. Simply log on to HagerstownFord.com and let us make your next buying process fun, easy, and risk-free. What do you got to lose? Visit HagerstownFord.com and let us cater to you. See dealer for details.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back in as we get ready for set 3 in this regional final between Musselman and Hedgesville, the top 2 teams in the state of West Virginia in AAA. Set 1, 25-23 Musselman. A little bit wider margin in set number 2, 25-17. We'll see if Hedgesville can get a set here or whether Musselman will take it in 3 and take home a regional title.
Now, knowing Hedgesville the way that I do, this will be the toughest one for Martinsburg. It's hard to beat a team that won't quit. Hedgesville's a team that won't quit. So, and they've been here before. They've been down 2-0 to Musselman before and made a run of it. So it's they're not going anywhere. They're ready to go.
Paige Richmond back to serve for the Eagles. And set number 3 is underway on the serve from Paige Richmond. Madigan Faircloth pass up to Bella Hutzler. Hutzler over to Faith Ketterman. Tip at the net doesn't get over. Point Hedgesville.
Yeah, set was a little low on that. She was calling a go, which is a quicker set. I don't know if the set was a little too low or Faith was a little late or a combination of both. It was just too low for her by the time she got there to get it over the net. Good serve.
Oop. That serve just a little too long from Paige Richmond. Point Musselman 1-1.
Yeah, it looked to me like that was going to drop, but it just kept on going.
It's definitely close. Maybe Dunnigan back to serve.
Watch how she uses all the court when she serves. Look how close she comes. I jinxed her.
You did.
She did use all the court, though.
That's a broadcaster's jinx right there. I'm not getting over the net. Point.
She does. I have a habit of watching her feet. I'm always afraid of a foot fault. And she's so good at using that entire court. And there's a reason you want to use the entire court serve area when you serve, but she's really good at that.
Pass up from Faircloth to Hutzler. Now it's Sadie Wright with the strong swing and got enough on that one. Point Musselman.
Sadie's hard to stop when you get her going.
Into the game now, Abigail McCoy, a.k.a. daughter of Phil. There's that serve for McCoy.
Nice
Good serve. Overpass back over the net. Set for Hutzler over to Hammer Howard. Strong swing and point Musselman. (3-2) Musselman out in front here in set 3. 2-0 lead in the match. Free ball over. Back to Dunnigan. Dunnigan pass up to Bella Hutzler. Now a set to Caroline Shipley. That one blocked at the net. Point Hedgesville.
Really good block by Yates there. She was waiting on that, and that's the definition of how you get up and over.
Back to serve. Kelsey Van Dyne. Libero for Hedgesville. Back to Dunnigan. Now
nice
a strong
shot.
swing for Walker.
Walker's been hitting the ball hard today.
And Hedgesville right there. And Yates with the kill. Good effort by Ava Dunnigan in that back corner. She could not make up that ground as quickly as that ball was coming in off the right hand.
No, that
Skylar
offensive
Yates.
set was a little quick. Musselman's going to make sure they get a body in front of her. You don't get a body in front of her, you can't stop her.
4 serving 3. Van Dyne with the serve. Dunnigan pass up to Bella Hutzler. There's that set to Shipley. Shipley sends it over. Now it's a set the other way to Yates. And Yates with the kill back-to-back for number 3, the junior Skylar Yates. 5-3 Hedgesville.
Now she's dangerous now. When they're up here in the front row, they try to take advantage of her. So Musselman's got to get through these rotations where Yates is up front.
Serve here for Van Dyne, and looks like that may be an ace, and it will. 6-3 Hedgesville.
I think they all knew that Hedgesville wasn't going anywhere. They're not going to panic. They've both punched their tickets to Charleston already, so it's likely, it's possible that whoever the winner of this is going to be number 1 in the state, and the loser may be number 2.
Serve from Van Dyne. Back to Madigan Faircloth. Pass up to Hutzler. Hutzler with a set to Hannah Howard. Sends it that back line to Van Dyne right there. Now a set and a tip at the net by Skylar Yates with playable for Musselman. Point Hedgesville, and I believe that's 4.
Yeah, and I think that's 4 in a row, and it's just something I think Shipley she forgot to transition. And in her defense, she sets half the time. I'm wondering if she thought she was setting. But she didn't transition back, and the set was there. She wasn't.
Serve error for Van Dyne. Musselman can halt the bleeding a bit. Now 7-4. Caroline Shipley now to serve for Musselman. Van Dyne pass up to Richmond. Richmond set here for Skylar Yates. Whistle blows. And under the net. Point Musselman.
Yeah, it's called the setter under the net there. That's always a debatable call. There's different interpretations of what should be called and what shouldn't.
5 serving 7. Set here for Richmond.
Nice
Back
set.
set that one. Skipping over the net. Playable for Musselman. Richmond able to run that down. Now it looks like a free ball over, and it is. Madigan Faircloth pass up to Shipley. And it was Hannah Howard who sent it over. Now Yates. Got a good swing on it, but Madigan Faircloth right there. Strong swing again for Hannah Howard. That one deflected out of bounds. Point Musselman.
Yeah, Musselman kept them on their heels in that rotation, continually swinging, and Hedgesville had no choice but to answer some of them with free balls or pushes.
6 serving 7. Caroline Shipley. Pass from Van Dyne up to Richmond. Richmond the set to Yates. That's a kill for Skylar Yates. Point Hedgesville.
Yeah, it's a really good spot. She grabbed that dropped at the last minute.
Back and forth we go in set 3.
Got one of the seniors just came in, Mary Catherine Morris, better known as M.K. Morris.
Back to service. Annika Probst and Hannah Howard. Let's hit that one a little bit. Just trying to get it over. That was ugly from start to finish for Musselman right there.
A little confusion. You know, and you see where the setter is right now, and that's Mary Catherine Morris. Number 6 is the setter, so you've got to get a good angle on this pass to give her an opportunity to get over there to set it.
Probst hits the net, serving air. Point Musselman. Faith Ketterman coming back in. Ava Dunnigan will have a seat. Serve for Hannah Howard. That's an ace for Hannah Howard.
That was a really good serve. See that drop right at the last moment? No spin on the ball whatsoever. Really good serve.
See if Howard can tie it up with this serve. Going to that back line. Skylar Yates right there. Pass up to Richmond. Sets it for Yates.
Wow.
And again, Faircloth right there. Moore's coming up. Little pass up to Faith Ketterman. Skylar Yates there. And Hannah Howard, what a play. Able to keep that one alive. Now swing for Faith Ketterman. She can't believe it. Never made it over the net. Point, Hedgesville.
Couple great passes on the side of Musselman. Man, look, watch Yates. She is relentless. She's going to continue to swing. And that's what scores a volleyball, especially against a good team. Let's see if Musselman can make a little run with Yates on the back row right here.
There's that serve from Yates. Couple of passes now. Is Hannah Howard going to come in with a full head of steam? Gets it over, but now Van Dyne going to send a free ball over. Set here from Morris.
Nice set.
That going back to Chrisman. That one blocked at the net. Point, Musselman.
Nice set. Musselman's bench, and Hedgesville as well. The bench is so deep. I think you can throw anybody they got over there in the game, and you don't miss a beat.
And again, Faircloth from the serve. Pass up from Yates. Now it's Richmond setting it for what looks like Ruest. First time. Or no, make that Willis. Now set here from Morris over Shady right, back to the back line. Skylar Yates right there. Now play out the net. That one deflected out of bounds, and we're tied at 10-point Musselman.
Another good play on an overpass by Ketterman. She has made everyone pay for those today.
That almost an ace going out of the back, but able to run it down as props. Now a free ball over. Madigan Faircloth there. There's the set to Sadie Wright. A strong swing, but right into the hands of Skylar Yates. Now tip at the net, and just able to get it over is Madigan Faircloth, and Musselman able to get back into formation, but a good tip for Hedgesville right at the net. Perfect placement. Point, Eagles.
Good play by Colby Bissell there. Complete awareness of what was going on. Everything was a little bit hectic. She saw a spot, got an opportunity, and just gently placed the ball there. Great job by Colby Bissell.
Morse the pass up to Ketterman. That one going and ricocheting off of a couple of Eagles out of the back of the court. Diving effort. Point, Musselman. We're tied at 11. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, we knew. They're not going away.
They're not going away, and Musselman's thinking how sweet it would be to win in 3 straight for a regional title.
I think what they're thinking is the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing right now, and I'd really like to go home away.
There's an ace on the serve from Hannah Howard.
See, she heard Pittsburgh Steelers.
Or make that Bella Hutzler on the serve. My apologies.
Good serve by Hutzler.
12-11 Musselman. I hope your Steelers can get a win. My Washington football team did not earlier in the day and lost a quarterback in the process. Willis sends it to the back line. Hannah Howard right there. Pass up to Caroline Shipley. Now Sadie Wright has that one deflected as it goes over the net. Playable now Richmond with that set and the front line right there to keep it alive. Set here Sadie Wright again. Going deeper to Props. Props able to start that return. Now Yates to Hannah Howard, the back line for Musselman. Here's that set. Faith Ketterman, strong swing, too strong. She's looking for a deflection. It was deflected. Point, Musselman.
Nice swing by Ketterman. Great awareness by Yates over there. I don't know if you saw that, but she had noticed that she had went too far. She was swinging from the back row, and she started to jump and pulled up just a little bit so it wouldn't be another back row attack. She did it again.
Set here for Yates. Does just get it over. Good. And that one hitting the antenna on the way over. Point, Hedgesville. Tough play for Shipley to make right there. Is that one coming in right at the net.
Now, if I'm Musselman, I really want to get this set because you give them life, give them hope. They could be dangerous.
Paige Richmond on the serve. That one off of Hannah Howard. Almost smacking me in the face right there.
Almost got you.
It did. Cat-like reflexes, though.
Do you guys have workman's comp package that would have picked up on that?
You're funny. 13-13 here in set 3. Now that everybody's awake here in the broadcast. Pass over to Hannah Howard in the middle. Good strong swing, and Skylar Yates going to start the return. Set here for Paige Richmond. Well, Skylar Young has sent it over. Now Faith Ketterman tip at the net. Richmond coming in, able to save that one. Skylar Yates to the back line. There's Hannah Howard. Set here for Hustler. Over Caroline Shipley. Tip at the net, but Hedgesville in perfect location there. Strong swing to the back line. There's Hannah Howard once again. Set for Hustler. Sadie Wright. Richmond right there. Good location for both, and good front line play for both. Sadie Wright right there for the block.
Never cleared the net.
Double hit point, Musselman. Ava Dunnigan back in the game. And she will serve. Coach Martz.
Just want to find out how many timeouts he had.
Yeah, still 2. 14-13 our score here in set 3. Ava Dunnigan on the serve. Gets to that back line, and Michelle can't handle it.
Yeah, just misjudged that a little bit, and that's what those float serves do.
15-13. Serve here again for Dunnigan. I'm going same spot this one. Michelle's able to handle. Good dig, good diving effort a couple of times, but no dice on the point for Musselman. That'll go in the way of the Eagles.
Yeah, I couldn't quite get there. It was a good dig. It wasn't high enough to give the setter enough time to get there, but it was a good dig. And we got Yates back up on the front row at 15-14, so they didn't widen the lead with her on the back row. That's a big key for Hedgesville.
Serve for Sabora. Back to Hannah Howard. Now it's a set here for Howard. That one deflected a couple of times before getting over the net. Now Yates sends a free ball over. That one's short. And again, Faircloth able to come in for the dig. Now Shipley coming in, tip over the net. Hedgesville right there. Now here comes Yates. That one deflected out of bounds going off. Caroline Shipley. Point Hedgesville, and we're tied at 15.
Yeah, and again, now she just entered the front row, so she's got 3 rotations to go around. Musselman's going to at least survive this.
Serve here for Sabora. Dunnigan. Pass up to Hudson. Now Sadie Wright on the swing. We're landing Downs, and wow, excuse me, point right there. Nobody back for Musselman.
Yeah, they were
crashing the net.
It's not often you see a block room up in the air and go that deep without going out of bounds. Musselman was where they were supposed to be. They just couldn't get there.
Hedgesville lead 16-15. Set here for Howard. Goes back across the court. Bit of an overpass as Richmond sends it back to Yates across the court. And right there is Bella Hutzler. And again, Faircloth pass over to Hannah Howard. That one come off the side of her hand, but handled well by Paige Richmond. Now Skylar Yates sends that one a little off course, and a good eye by Bella Hutzler to let that one go. And we're tied again at 16.
Well, that was close right there, right in front of us. It's hard to see where we were sitting. I thought it was in, but I can't tell.
McCoy back in for the serve for Musselman. Tied at 16. Does just get over the net. And as Paige Richmond going up to the net. A couple apologies. I think there was a little contact made under the net. Richmond going, my fault, my fault.
Those kids know each other.
Yep.
And
a lot of them playing together in the offseason.
Yeah, they all know each other.
17 serving 16.
There'll be a lot of photo ops after this game with blue and green.
Set by Hutzler. Swing by Howard. That one deflected right at the net. Free ball over. Now see what Musselman can do with it. There's a set here for Hutzler. Back to Caroline Shipley. That one deflected at the net. Playable for Hedgesville. Back set here. And a good dig on that back line by Ava Dunnigan. Now set here and a tip for Hannah Howard. Played perfectly. A ball blocked at the net. Skylar Yates with the kill and the block.
Just the awareness of Yates there. It was an overpass. Shipley did exactly as she should have done to try to make them pay for it. But Yates is right there. Really good job on the part of Yates.
17-17 here in set 3. Serving Aaron Musselman regains the lead off the serve of Kelsey Van Dyne.
But little by little, even though Musselman's not extending their lead, little by little, Yates is getting shuffled across that front row.
Caroline Shipley for that serve, and here it is.
It's painful. Got out of rotation calling Hedgesville. This may take a minute to hammer out.
And explain what they're looking at right now, Phil.
Well, essentially, the where they're lining up, and it's really, rotations are one of the hardest things these kids learn when they're younger. But you have to be in front of or behind someone where you would be if you think of rec volleyball. They just line up 3 in the back row, 3 in the front row, in some sort of relationship. So in serve receive, there may be one that's just a step in front or a step behind someone that they shouldn't have been. Oftentimes you'll see that during the serve, especially with a setter and a 6-2. As the ball goes up to serve, your setter may release a little early, and a lot of down rests will catch that. This wasn't the case here. Essentially what they're saying is Basel and Yates were mixed. One should have been where the other one was.
Coach Van Dyne having a conversation with one of our officials and a couple of players as they try to sort this out.
And this is going to be debatable because it's I'm telling you, these coaches know where these kids are supposed to be lined up, and when they line up thousands of times, it's highly unlikely, unless they're trying to get a jump on the serve, that they were out of rotation. It really is.
Referees have a quick conference. Now giving explanation to Coach Van Dyne, and by the expression on her face, mask and all, it doesn't look like she's happy with the result of what that conversation was. 19, crucial point in the match here.
Yeah, absolutely is. And if you look at, and rotations are really, really difficult. And sometimes in the heat of the match, maybe you did line up too far in front of someone or in front of someone when you should have been behind. The call's going to stand, but you see Mo, we just talked about Mo a minute ago. That's what he's got in his hand, is the rotation chart. That's not something easy to keep track of, and that's why he has that.
Serve here for Shipley. That going to the back line, and Richmond having to keep that one in. Tip at the net, Hannah Howard right there. Set here for Chrisman. Emma coming out of bounds over to us. Great play is once again live action right in front of us. Great save by Madigan Faircloth, and Skylar Yates coming in with the kill.
That'll get you a little
there was a message sent with that one, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. I think it was, who was out of rotation?
19-18. And this one going to down the wire here in set 3. Here's a serve back to Dunnigan. Pass up to Morris. Now Hannah Howard with the swing, sends it over. Good dig, and just miscommunication again on that front line. Richmond and Basel both right there, and both again kind of a, hey, you take it, I don't want it.
That was a big point, and Richmond's supposed to be setting that, but in the process of transitioning, sometimes you get stuck with the ball that the setter should play, and that's where Basel was. It was kind of stuck.
20 serving 18, Hannah Howard on the serve. Van Dyne coming up to that one. Richmond sending it to Skylar Yates, and Morris doing a good job keeping that one inbounds.
Really good job.
Tip by Ketterman, will it stay in? It won't. Point Hedgesville.
This will be the toughest 5 points that they've earned. Now, we got Yates on the back row. Not that she won't swing from back there, but she can do more damage on the front than she can the back.
Here comes that serve from Skylar Yates. Look at over, skims over, great serve, Hannah Howard. A diving dig, now free ball over, see if Hedgesville can capitalize. Richmond with the set, and Madigan Faircloth on the other end. Just tip with that right hand over by Walker. Now a good opportunity here, diving attempt by Faircloth. And now a point Hedgesville, we get a double.
Yeah, I got a double there, and I don't know. That was a good awareness that her outside was on the ground. So she went for a back set. Good awareness. I didn't see the double.
Coach Sean Marks wants a timeout for Musselman. Tied at 20 here in set 3. We'll take a 30-second break as well. Don't go anywhere. We're back in 30 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
$20 apiece here in set 3. The first 2 sets going the way of the Musselman Appleman, 25-23, 25-17. Musselman trying to win the regional title. Hedgesville wanting something to say about that.
Absolutely, and this is going to be the toughest 4 points for Musselman to get.
Skylar Yates with the serve. Goes back to Hannah Howard. That pass up to Morris.
Nice
that
set.
Ketterman in the kill.
Good night. Musselman's got some people that can swing. And trust me, regardless of the situation, you can count on Faith Ketterman to swing. She got a hold of that one.
Madigan Faircloth back to serve. There's that serve. And Don going to start
Nice
with
pass.
it. Pass up, and he's set for Richmond. Gets over. I think that was Willis who sent that over.
Yeah, it's a big play. That's someone other than Yates scoring the volleyball, and that was big for them.
We're tied at 21.
At a crucial time.
Back to serve was Vassell. And Sadie Wright with a strong swing and a block coming all the way back over. Pass up here. Morris over to Faith Ketterman. Tip. A good dig coming in from that back line for props. And Morris coming over. Madigan Faircloth, as you can probably hear, calling for it. Faith Ketterman will now send it over. And Skylar Yates comes in to keep it alive in that back line. And that one out too strong of a swing for Hedgesville. Point Musselman. They're out in front by 1, 22-21. 3 points away from taking a regional title.
Not to point out the obvious, but Faircloth back there as libero kind of controls everything that's going on in the course of a play. And you can see how loud and vocal she was to clear up any miscommunications there may have had right there.
Serve for Bella Hutzler going all the way to that back line. Now an opportunity here for Yates. Good dig for Hutzler. Now pass up to Faith Ketterman, and that one ricochets out of bounds into the first row of the stands. And a 2-point advantage, 23-21 Musselman.
How big has Ketterman been today? Every time they've needed something, she's come through.
23-21 serve for Hutzler. Back to Skylar Yates. This one going to have to be a free ball over. See if Musselman can take advantage here. Set here for Hutzler. Over to Faith Ketterman. Strong swing and a kill. Musselman within 1 of taking the regional title.
I'm no coach anymore, but I'm feeding Ketterman right now when that ball comes back over.
Match point. Serve for Hutzler into that back corner. A little bit of an overpass to Richmond. Sets it up. Skylar Yates to that back line. Madigan Faircloth right there. Perfect opportunity here to set it up for Ketterman. A little off balance, but able to get over. That one drops in, and Musselman wins the regional title. 3-0, taking set 3, 25-21.
A lot of respect between these two teams. They're going to see each other again. Their seasons aren't over.
And both going to the state tournament as the top 2 teams in the state of West Virginia. Musselman taking set 1, 25-23. Taking set 2, 25-17. And set 3, 25-21. Let's take a 1-minute timeout back at the studio. Then we'll come back and wrap up what has been an eventful day of volleyball from here at Spring Mills and the sectional and regional titles being handed out. So let's go ahead and take a 1-minute break back to the studio, then we'll come back and wrap up our coverage for today. Again, it's Musselman winning the regional title in 3 straight sets against Hedgesville. We're back in 60 seconds.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
When you do the same thing for 135 years, you learn to do it well. For 135 years, we've been helping families through the hardest times of their lives. That's because we're a family as well. When your family loses a loved one, we're here to help. We're Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School. Musselman getting the regional title in 3 straight sets over Hedgesville, 25-23, 25-17, 25-21. And Phil, a long, eventful day for a sectional and regional tournament, something we did not think was going to happen at all this week, and somehow Berkeley County able to get back into the gold. This was all set up very late last night, not just our coverage of it, but this tournament as a whole. And Musselman able to come out and show why they're one of the best teams in the state.
Absolutely, and you know, I think the story today of course, is Musselman winning, but the story is also how the entire community came together. Not just Musselman, it was everyone came together, go out, play the game, play the color map, get tested to allow these kids back in school, back on the court, back on the field, which is exactly where they need to be. And just behind the scenes, the work, and I promised I wouldn't say names, but there's principals and there's players and there's coaches that had done so much work and so much advocating for these. Some of them getting their pictures taken right now. And I will say Coach Martz, and you know, driving down after practice on Friday, they didn't get to Charleston till 1 o'clock in the morning, so they could be heard. And that was kind of what brought attention to it. So kudos to all of them. Every school, and you know, we got so many schools playing in the postseason, and these kids are going to school tomorrow, and that's something that, you know, we don't talk enough about, but they're going to school tomorrow. So the kids that selected Brick are able to go back. Teachers could go back. Some sense of normalcy in this crazy world that we're in, brought to us by the efforts. The kids that are being punished are the only ones that aren't at fault, and they are the ones that brought us back, and I think that's something special. So it's great to see them out here competing today. We'll see Musselman and Hedgesville. Hopefully we'll get to see them play next Saturday against each other as well, because they are the best 2 teams in the state.
In that state championship tournament, we will see how far each one of these teams will go. Again, the top 2 in the state. All right, that is going to wrap up our coverage today of what has been a very eventful 3 games here from Spring Mills. A big thanks to all of the folks here at Spring Mills for helping us get set up, and a big thanks to the Mirius Group and Ameripride Financials, our title sponsor today, helping us bring the folks that couldn't be here this exciting action today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, to piggyback on what I just said, I'd make a plea to the entire community. Go out and get screened, get tested, so the kids can stay in school, so they can stay on the court, so they can stay on the field. They deserve it. They're not at fault. Go out and play the game. It's the only choice that we have, so this can keep going on. So thanks to the whole community. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do this today and giving us the opportunity to sponsor it.
There's the final word. A big thanks to John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman. Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. For Phil McCoy, I am Matt Crawford, reminding you that Musselman getting the regional title, 3-0 over Hedgesville. Until football Friday, when the playoffs begin, we'll see you then.
That concludes our coverage of West Virginia High School volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage was brought to you by WVU Medicine East, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, Hagerstown Ford, Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations Robert Fields and Sons, Parsons Ford, Panhandle Dumpsters, and Smallwood and Small Insurance. Keep it tuned to TV10 for all your local high school sports coverage from around the Eastern Panhandle. All rights reserved.